On the content type attack, dark hole in the secure environment. He is working in TCS as information security consultant. His work area includes vulnerability assessment, penetrating testing, and secure configuration of network. I request Mr. Raman Gupta to come up on the stage.
A very good evening to all of you. Today I'll be talking about content type attack, dark hole in a secure environment. So, for going into the content, I would like to explain the title, why it is saying as a dark hole and what is content type attack. So, content type attack is basically an attack due to vulnerability in the client contaminating software which is installed at the client side like Adobe Reader, Microsoft related products, and media player or some image readers. Actually, attacker tried to exploit the programming flaw of the contaminated software to take control of the machine or to execute his own code. And saying it as a dark hole is basically due to following reasons. One is the undetected nature. Undetected nature means we have multiple kinds of attack, like web application attack, which includes cross-site scripting, SQL injection, cross-site request forgery, for which we have web application firewall to prevent it and as well as to detect it. But and there are the other network layer attack like DNS cache poisoning, HTTP tunneling, for which we have IPS device in our environment to prevent it or to detect it. But there is no such tool that can detect or prevent from this kind of attack. Even with the release of Windows 8, there was a blog saying that there is no solution for this content type attack in Windows 8. And second is the ignorance. Ignorance is basically like we as a pen tester most of the time got an assignments of web application testing. Are you agree with me? And if some are getting, then it's related to servers, critical servers, or like web server, database servers, or servers in the team there. And very rarely we get for this vulnerability assessments of the host or workstation in the environment that employees are using for their work. And even I would like to say means if some of the organizations are taking care of these security patches of the different software, then it is mainly focused on the Microsoft related patches or Windows patches or any critical application that is running on the workstation or the system. But no one cares about that content-reading software and all these things. And most of maybe some of the organizations use download it from the free or from the website. And even some of the organizations are keeping track of all these things and having patching in place. Then probably zero-day attack, no one can stop it without any other preventive measure or any other things. And third is the false sense of security. False sense of security in a way, when we talk about securing an environment, first of all, 3 or 4 components comes to in our mind. One is the firewall, IDS, IPS, antivirus. But having this component, do you think means security is complete? No, it's not complete. A configuration of this component in a secure manner is also necessary. And even if these components are properly secured, updated, and having the latest security signatures related to malware, then again, some kind of attacks can happen unless we have different. We have a configuration of different devices like network devices, proxies, DNS server, or different secure configuration of different devices. So that's all about the title. And the rest of the part is divided into mainly 3 parts. One is the attack part, that till attack demonstration, and second is the analysis part, till demonstration of PDF analysis in scripts. And last is the interesting one, how we can take a preventive measure to prevent this kind of attacks. So first of all is the content type attack process. Content type attack process is basically steps followed by attacker to take the control of the machine. So first of all, attackers sends a mail to the victim organization or victim computer. Actually, he uses some compromised machine or open mail relay to send a mail just to hide his identity. And as soon as because see, traffic is going on the 25 TCP, so it is not possible to prevent this kind of activity at the perimeter firewall using firewall because it's genuine traffic going on port 25. So as soon as the employee from the target organization will access the mail and will use the open the attachment that maybe as per the attacker action, it it may be redirected to some different malicious server, or it may download some exe from the different website and install it, keylogger something, or it may execute some exe which is embedded in the attachment itself, or maybe several kind of activity that I'll show in the demonstration with 3 different scenarios. And email part is quite important, and success part of this kind of attack depends on the email content and the way attacker is writing the mail. Because anyway, if you are writing some mail and content is not some attractive until unless you will not open that attachment, or you will not try to go through that mail part. So, like for example, if there is an X company which is having vendor Y, and there is A attacker which wants to compromise the X organization or some machines in the X organization. So what he'll do, he'll send a mail something like updates, security updates, and he'll flood mail to the target organization saying that this is an update and you can go through the updates and all these things in the attachment file. Can you trust? So if anyone will open this attachment, it will be attack will be happens as per the attacker intentions. So this is all written. Like whenever someone will open the attachment, first of all this exploit code will exploit the vulnerability of the content reading software, and then the control will be transferred to the shell code, which is something like a payload that the attacker has embedded into that PDF attachment. And then after payload, it may be something executing the exe which is inside the PDF or inside the attachment, and then it comes to the cleaning code. Cleaning code means attacker has to hide his identity, or he wants to clean out all the traces or evidences that attack happened. So this is all about written there that I told. First is sending a mail, then victim double click on this mail, and then malicious file will exploit the vulnerability or file passing vulnerability of the software, and then successful exploit will transfer the control to shell code, and shell code will instruct the machine to download some exe which is inside the PDF or inside the attachment to execute something, and meanwhile execute the destination, whatever is the mission of attacker. Means as per the attacker intention, the things will happen. And this is the document structure, how the different components are placed inside the malicious document. Like if we have a complete document, there are multiple parts. One is the vulnerability, which is the code that used to exploit the vulnerability of the software. Second is the shell code. Shell code is nothing just like a payload that we talk in terms of metasploit, exploits and payload. Payload is something that will execute something as per the attacker intentions. And executive embedded binary code is the exe or something in this attachment itself, which may be keylogger or maybe some virus or something else. And clean document with context. Cleaning document is again for cleaning the evidences and it will track that to the attacker. So next is the attack demonstration with 3 different scenarios. One is the application crash, and second is the successful system compromise, and third is the using this attack for another kind of activity or as a staging attack vector. So here is the first scenario 1, in which as soon as I open this PDF, this application Adobe application crashes. Just because there is no proper transfer of control from vulnerability code to shell code, or there may not be any handler for this kind of thing. So, or you may say that control is not getting transferred from vulnerability to shell code. And scenario second is something related to system compromise. Here I have 2 machines. One is the Windows X machine, which is having Adobe installed as a victim machine, and another is a backpack machine, which will be used as an attacker machine. And I'll use Metasploit for this thing. for this thing, I'll use a very old vulnerability of the Adobe Reader, CV 2009-0927. Yes. Now I will set the attack vector. We can look at the options like whatever file name we want to give it to, and others like output file where it will be given. And next comes to payload. And now again show options to set different parameters like localhost process and port number. Attacker machine. It has created one PDF and the folder name of /opt framework 3 mss3 data and exploits and something. So, and I'll use multi-handler to handle this session when someone or some victim will open this attachment. And I'm using the same payload in the multi-handler also. Now, this malicious PDF is also already available on this X machine. So as soon as I'll open this attachment, open this PDF, here we have got the metadata session, and now we can do whatever we want to do. Like IP config and creating some directory. Or we get the password file from this machine, admin password and all things like this. There is folder element created in this machine, and now it's up to the attacker whatever he wants to do or what he can do with that machine. How, and he can further penetrate into the environment using that machine. Something he can do. And scenario third is related to some using this malicious PDF as attack vector for other kinds of attack like cross-site scripting, cross-site request forgery, or maybe like in this. As I click on this PDF or I open the PDF, it starts browsing google.com without interacting with the user, without asking user means do you want to continue or not. So, and might be some of here must be thinking that if we can send a link in a mail itself for cross-site scripting, to carry out cross-site scripting, cross-site request processing, and why we are in need of this PDF to embed this link into the PDF. The answer is means whenever we send these things in the mail body, like click here, portion something, and we take a mouse over to that link, then it reflects all the link completely, hidden link. We may spoof the link in the front end, but we cannot, once we take the mouse over to that link, we cannot means hide the identity of link, whatever is inside the link. And having this kind of activity means link inside the PDF, you just have to trick the user to open this attachment, and as soon as he'll open the attachment, he'll be redirected to some malicious server, or maybe downloading some exe backdoor, or again cross-site scripting, cross-site request processing. So this was the attack vector, and that's up to the attack part. And next comes to the analysis part, which is a brief introduction about the PDF file structure, PDF file format, and some interesting tags in the tag type in the PDF. So first of all is the PDF file structure. PDF file is divided into 4 parts. One is the header part, body part, cross-reference table, and trailer part. Header part is the topmost line of the PDF file, or topmost part of the PDF file, which contains the information about the PDF version used for creating the PDF file. Not so much of interest. And body part is the main part, which contains main content of the body in the form of different objects. And objects may be image tag, image type, font type, or maybe some multimedia objects, or even a user can add some invisible objects into that body part. And cross-reference table is like table that contains the links to all the objects in the PDF itself. I'll show you means how the objects seems and what are the different type of objects, and how they have a link from one object to another object. And this cross-reference table is used for navigation purpose in the PDF. And last is the trailer part. Trailer part is the important part for the PDF file. It shows the end of the file. So if any file missing this portion, trailer part, or end of the line, just one line, then the PDF is of no use and no one can open that PDF. It's kind of crashed or something, not able to open it. And PDF file overview. PDF use actually post scripting language for defining different type of objects, and where as soon as you open the PDF, it make a call to root object, and then root object have a reference to some other object which is inside this document, and they, as per the structure, as per the linking, calls happens, and this PDF content is shown to the user. So here is a code of one PDF, wherein as soon as someone will open this PDF, the object first line is the obviously 10, showing that this is a first object number. Then type means it is a catalog, and referencing means it is pointing to 3 different object number 2, 3, and 7. And it's showing that in this part. In this part, it's showing this type of this object is catalog, and object 2 is of outlining, and object 3 is of page type, and object 7 is of open action. So one object have a reference of another object, like this object. If we see in this portion, object 3 has a reference to the object 4, and type of object 4 is a kit. So there is parent-child relationship between object 3 and object 4. So this is how these different objects are there in the PDF, and there may be different types of objects like outlining, font, page, multimedia, or maybe multiple kinds of objects. So ultimately this kind of linking and all these things form this kind of structure. Some 3 kind data like shown here, 5 objects, subtype, type 1, C length, some this thing, then it means the content of this object is encoded with the or compressed with a flat method. So this is when attacker does, means he normally keeps the data or keeps the attack in the compressed and encoded form. Next is some few interesting tags or interesting type of objects which is from as well as attacker point of view or as well as analyst point of view. Page tag shows the number of pages in that type, shows the type pages, and normally malicious files have only one page in itself. But this we cannot say as a thumb rule for declaring any of the file as a malicious file, because a malicious file can have a number of pages or non-malicious file can have one page. And if something shows that the file is encrypted and it is password protected. Object stream is the object file tag which contains the links to other objects, and attacker uses this type of object for obfuscation or to tweak the IDS device from detection. JS and JavaScript shows the type JavaScript type of object which mainly used for automation of some kind of work, like I have shown in the scenario 3, wherein as the author of the PDF file it make a call to some URL. So that's happening through JavaScript, and JavaScript as a normal or JavaScript of the PDF is quite different. There is no similarity, few similarities there, but code is quite different, and there is very limitations on what you can do with the JavaScript. AA and open action are the same, automatic action and open action. Open action is something that will be called or means opening executing some portion of the PDF or object, executing that object without notifying the user or as soon as one will open the attachment. And next is JVIC to decode. It is an encoding method that shows that there is an encoding in this attachment or in the PDF. Rich media for the object type showing like flash media inside the attachment. So attacker may sense or may hide some attack in that rich media, or he may sense the PDF which has a flash file in itself, and he is exploiting the vulnerability of a flash file instead of a media file. Just he is using the this PDF as an attack vector. And launch is again executing of some task or execution of something. Next is the demonstration of PDF analysis using some scripts, and these are the scripts developed by Stevens, well known to all. These are the Python based scripts and easily available on the internet. There are two scripts, one is the PDF ID and another is the PDF parser. PDF ID works on the basis of keyword searching. Actually, it searches different kinds of tags or different type of objects in the PDF, and on that basis one can analyze or one can declare that this may have malicious things or this may not have some malicious content in its itself. Scanning, extracting data from this, and process or as per the organization process. And if I'll go it for this non-malicious file, it shows that there are a number of pages like 11, and there is object stream 10, and there is no JavaScript, no open action or automatic action in this PDF. So we can think of this, this is a non-malicious file, or we can open it safely in an organization. And next script is a PDF parser, which will give you all the parts of the PDF itself, means what are the different objects and code itself that I have shown, and this tree diagram structure. This is very useful scripts, and it has a lot of capability, like yeah, you can extract the hash of different objects in the PDF from -h tag, and debugging is there, -d option. -f filter will extract this. Okay, last one, just. So only for the trusted application which we want, which is of requirement, for those only we need, we should enable these things, and we can set it from this My Computer property tab. And don't open a attachment file in the mail from unknown or untrusted source. So if anytime as an employee we get some file from an untrusted source, we should not open it, or instead we should follow, or we should send this file to some security team, which is internal security team, for investigation or for analyzing these things, and implement whitelist-based policy. Proxy can be implemented in two ways. One is the blacklist, where we are restricting user to for access to some of the URL, and whitelist means we are allowing access to the only few URL, 2 or 3, which is required for the company. So, like I have shown in the scenario 3, wherein the opening of the attachment just giving or start browsing this URL. So this can prevent this kind of attacks, wherein the user is transferring some information to different sites through web link. So if we have a whitelist-based proxy implementation, obviously this will cause a problem for the employee. He will not be able to access something very freely. But again, to secure an environment, same thing is required, and implement strong outbound firewall policy. Normally, as a pen tester, we just while doing pen testing from outside, we just see the what all ports are open, like 8443, that's normal thing. Anyone normally administrators have these things for securing the environment, but none of us will do it for inside to outside. What else things are allowed from inside to outside, or firewall policy, this audit. Last is I would like to thank DTS Stevens for providing scripts and all these things for doing this kind of stuff and which is publicly available. Nikhil might be some of you guys knowing these things. And he has given the guidance and while submitting this thing. And last to Raman for giving an opportunity, as it was my first talk, and hope it was good. Any suggestions or any questions, most welcome. And you can tweet me on this Raman and Gupta one for kind of things. And one more thing, I'm interested in reverse engineering and exploit writing. If someone has a good material or good lead, then please let me know so that I can learn